As experts predicted, increases in electricity and utility prices led to a rise in inflation, which reached 4.2% in July. Within a month, electricity prices jumped by almost 20% and gas prices by almost 17%. This is the result of recent decisions by the ruling coalition. Well, unfortunately, these wrong decisions regarding the increase in food tax, energy prices and blocking investments, for example in the central transportation port, nuclear power plants, basically removing a whole range of investments. At the same time, jobs in a number of state-owned companies are being terminated. More than 4,000 people may be saying goodbye to their jobs at PKP Cargo in the near future. A picture of misery and despair is also spreading over the Polish post office. The situation at the company has been described by its president as clinical death, and he has announced the implementation of a voluntary departure program that will cover up to 9,000 people. We will evaluate the employees, change the reorganization, change the organizational structure, and offer selected people to take advantage of the voluntary departure program. Sebastian Mikosz, the current chairman of the Polish Post Office, is the same man who was president of LOT Airlines twice during the previous government of Donald Tusk. It was during his tenure that LOT was to go under the hammer. The change of power in Poland was supposed to miraculously heal the situation in state-owned companies. Meanwhile, it is in vain to look for positive effects of the personnel changes made by Donald Tusk. This is evidenced by the results of state-owned companies. For the last month, Orlen minus 9%, Azoty minus 8%, PZU minus 9%, KGHM minus 5%. Everything is going down. Thankfully, everything stays within the 10% limit. There are some frames though, and that's in a month. Nevertheless, Donald Tusk remains in a good mood. Everyone is surprised by the growth of the Polish economy in the second quarter of this year. It was supposed to be 2.7 and it's 3.2. We're better than all the big EU countries, and we're beating the Germans. Tusk fails to see that the glass is only half full. Poland's economic growth is fueled by a rapid increase in wages and, consequently, an increase in consumption. Such growth fuel will quickly run out. This means that there is a domestic demand, which is the factor that shows the GDP growth of 3%. But this is temporary. Investments are getting shut down, exports are stopped, and in a while, we will see a reduction in GDP growth, because this demand is getting suppressed at the moment. All of this calls into question Poland's readiness for economic crises that could hit us from the outside. Analysts around the world are repeating the same thing. Recession is coming. What does this mean for us? It means that the situation on the capital markets, on the stock exchanges, may also translate into the economic situation in Poland, and in turn, translate into the wallets of Poles. And that's why it's worth asking at such a time, what are those in power doing? And those in power are still plotting visions of raising the retirement age. Will there be no need to raise the retirement age in Poland? This is something I am absolutely not saying. That is, it may happen that the age will have to be raised in the future. I do not rule it out, yes. Admittedly, today, Katarzyna Pełczyńska-Nałęcz stresses that there is no political will to carry out such an operation, but personally, she would very much like Poles to work longer. I believe that it is necessary to bring this retirement age of men and women closer together. In general, and this is my personal opinion, I'm not speaking now as a minister, I'm speaking as a person. I'm very much in favor of equality in all possible areas. And unfortunately, the minister is probably not talking about bringing the retirement age down. Therefore, the possible raising of the retirement age for women can be presented as a vicious battle for equality in the smiling Poland. Maciej Strug, TV Republika.